Hello. Hey, hey, hey. It seems like that we are live, but I'm not really sure if this would actually work because I have a bit of a problem basically. What's basically happening is my internet is a little bit unreliable right now. It's basically what's basically is happening is I tried to switch from a Wi-Fi to a Ethernet connection, and basically this is an attempt to make my speeds a little bit more faster because, believe it or not, last time that I streamed, which was like last week, uh, I was actually using Wi-Fi. I was actually using Wi-Fi. If you believe it or not, I was using Wi-Fi back then, and for some odd reason, it is actually stable. But let me adjust my curtains here. But basically, it is. It has a very good connection last time. I'm not dropping frames or whatever, but for some reason, oh, when I started to stream, honestly, a couple of hours ago, I'm having these massive drop frames for some reason, which is something that it's not it's not prevalent on the last stream. So I was really boggled by it, and I'm not really sure why it's happening. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Disclaimer: I know that I do have a not so good upload rate for my internet. My internet has super fast download speeds, and I mean super fast. Like it doesn't go down unless there's like a unless there's like a what you call it uh a network connection issue or something from the site itself, from the ISP itself. Otherwise, I have great download speeds, but for some reason my upload speeds are shit. So shit. What's weird about it is last time that I was streaming, I was actually having a great connection. It seems like there's no drop frames, although there are drop frames. It's not that much, unlike today. And I was using a Wi-Fi connection back then, but for some reason, it's dropping so much right now. Or maybe I was just looking at the OBS here. And maybe I'm just relying too much on OBS for that data. But I was looking at the stream manager, and the stream manager says I'm excellent. I have an excellent connection. Now I should have an excellent connection because I am now using an Ethernet connection. So I'm not really sure what's happening there. So for those of you that were watching earlier, a couple of hours ago, I'm really sorry if you somehow noticed that I was getting online and offline with the stream. It's because of me trying desperately to test out every single troubleshooting that I can perform with my connection. And I realized basically that it might be really the internet connection that I have basically. So yeah, that's basically what's happening right now, and I really hope that whoever I really hope that if you're watching the stream would not be stuttery and such. I just really hope that someone would actually let me know in chat. Let me know in chat if you are having issues watching my stream. Some frames that are stuttering and such, because that's the main issue. I'm dropping frames right now and I'm not really sure what I can further do unless I have to call my ISP and tell them that they need to boost up my upload speeds along with my download speeds. So, anyway, hello, Braves, and welcome to the stream. This is again Ryu Shinden, and this is again a rather, I could say, humid. It's a little bit humid today. A humid Sunday here, uh, Philippine Standard Time. I'm currently in the Philippines, so I'm using Philippine Standard Time. But there might be a chance that I might be using Eastern times, just to conform with the Twitch audience, which is probably mostly from the West, or maybe Japan Standard Time. So anyway, it is around. It's almost nighttime here in the place that I am, where I am, and it's a little bit humid still. Even though it's already almost nighttime, it's still humid. It's still hot for some reason. Let me adjust my music here. Just lower it down. I'm just basically going in a shot of the dark, a shot under the dark here, and hopefully, just uh, hopefully this stream would be good enough for people to watch in terms of like the stream itself. I'm not really sure about the VODs though. The VODs might be normal looking. I'm not really sure if the stuttering and the dropping of the frames would actually affect the VOD itself and how it records the VOD. But anyway, I'm just crossing out my fingers, and I might need to call my ISP for this. Okay, I'm just gonna open up some things here. All right, just checking my things here. So how are you guys? How are you? Just tell me in the chat. How's your weekend? It's already the weekend here, or actually rather the end of the weekend, technically. And I've been doing all right. I've been doing good. I actually tried biking. My weekly recovery ride, I should say, because you see, if you didn't know, or if I haven't told anyone, I believe I haven't really told anyone. I am actually really into biking recently. Biking as in pedal biking, not motorcycling. Although I really wish I have a motorcycle, but I did realize that I like mountain biking more, road biking more than motorcycles. Because for obvious reasons, it's health reasons, and also I get to see a lot of places that I wanted to travel. As a matter of fact, recently, actually around last week, I was able to bike around about 200 kilometers. That is so far my farthest distance that I rode a bike, and it is not really like a straight through 200 kilometers travel. It's basically composed of many destinations, and just it's just the total ride distance is around 200 kilometers. Uh, so for those of you who are using freedom units, I should say, what is 200 kilometers? Let me check. 200 kilometers to miles. So 200 kilometers is 124 miles. Okay, all right. It's actually it's actually long in freedom units. Actually, really long in freedom units. Now that I think about it, yeah. Here in Asia, we don't. Well, at least here in the Philippines, we use kilometers, not miles. So I only have in my odometer. I actually have a cyclocomputer on my bike that I use to measure my distance whenever I go biking, and it clocked in at 200 kilometers. It doesn't really have a. I think no, I think it has a miles setting, but I set it to kilometers instead because I'm only familiar with kilometers. I'm more familiar with kilometers when it comes to reading distance instead of miles. So, and most of us here in my country uses kilometers anyway. So yeah, 200 kilometers is my longest ride, which was last week. So basically, those 200 kilometers are like a combination of, it's actually a combination of places that I went to, whether I was obligated to go to, or I really wanted to visit. Um, because that biking adventure, I should say, uh, is actually me going to places that I needed to visit, because of adulting reasons, uh, processing some papers and such, uh, talking to important people. Most of them are government agencies government offices that I went to, just you know, taking my chance to be able to visit government offices that I really need to for paperwork and such. I know it's work. I know it's it's work talk. It's boring, but just to give you a summary, I needed to pass some documents, update my what you call it, my information, and whatnot, because I try to be a responsible adult. I try to be a responsible adult, as responsible as I can. Um, After that, I actually went to some places that I really wanted to visit. Either I visited them before and I really wanted to visit them again, and also places that I have never been before. I actually only went to like two or three places, because after that, by the time that I was around, okay, I started biking around uh 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And for those of you who are actually taking a bike ride as a hobby, or starting to take a bike ride as a hobby, if you wanted to have the best biking experience, start your biking journeys early in the morning. I mean, it's so good. It's so awesome to have a bike ride in the middle of the morning, like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So good. The wind is cool. There's not much cars or trucks around, and it's just you and the road and the road. And no matter how you exert yourself with pedaling, it still feels so good because everything is cold. You know, you won't overheat as much because it's of the cold wind of the early morning. And for me, it's basically the best. yeah, basically I started around 2 or 3 o'clock. I think it's around 3 o'clock in the morning, almost around 3 o'clock, maybe quarter to two, because I really wanted to start early, really early, and yeah, I got to my last destination around probably around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was a hot afternoon. Although it was drizzling and raining every now and then when I was during the ride, it's not much. And by the time that I got to my last destination around the afternoon, I was exhausted, and I actually needed to bike back. Now the thing is, going one way is already 200 kilometers. So I was really, really exhausted. I was really like my 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 mind is keeps on asking me to bike more, but my body just couldn't handle it anymore. And I was like, nah, we'll just go ahead and head home. Although during that time I just still have to pedal like um around 15 to 20 kilometers for the nearest bus station, because I decided to take a bus back home, because if I bike it again, if I decided to ride a bike again going back, my soul would leave my body. So I was like, nah, B, I am not, definitely not biking back. I am definitely not biking back, 100 kilometers another again. So I did ride around 15 to 20 kilometers just to get to the nearest bus station where I can like take a ride with and my bring my bike along, put it in the compartment, and I just went home. Hey, hello, Dana. Thank you for chilling out here. Thank you for watching this stream. Actually, if you can do me a favor, if anyone watches the stream, can you do me a favor and check if the stream is stuttering or dropping connection? I'm not really sure what's happening. I'm not really sure if we have actually a stable connection when it comes to the stream. I did whatever I can, but I'm not really sure if we're having a stable stream. I even dropped the frames. I even dropped the frame rate from 60 FPS to 30 FPS. So I'm not really sure if you're actually seeing the difference with me moving my body here. But we actually have like quite a slow connection. So, is it dropping, or are we okay with the connection? It kind of buffers. All right. Yeah, I figured it out. I figured out that would be the case. I'm not really sure what's happening. My connection here is not stable. I'm actually looking at the stats, and yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to actually check that out later and see if I can do something about it. But this is the best that I can do, basically. But anyway, as I was talking about earlier, biking. Yeah, um, I'm not. I decided to just take the bus, uh, going back home, because I was not. I am not biking back. Definitely, I am not biking back another 100 kilometers for this. I am not doing it. So I decided to go back home, but that's basically the longest ride that I had so far. Now before that, I did bike around 75 kilometers, but that was like more of like a strolling ride. Now this one is basically me testing out my endurance and testing out the things that the new parts that I put on my bike, because I did also upgrade my bike before that. I did replace some parts, because all it has is like stock parts, and when you are using stock parts, your bike would be very very heavy. I think the hubs alone, the ones that connect the wheels to the main frame of the bike, that alone, it weighs around it weighs around 1.5 kilos. 1.5 kilos, I think. From the last time I checked, I actually have the parts here right on the back, but I'm too lazy to get it. But yeah, uh, the stock parts of my bike are very very heavy. One part alone would weigh around 1.5 to 2 kilos, and I replace it with parts that weighs around probably half a kilo or quarter of a kilo. So it's significantly uh, made the bike very light, lighter. Excuse me, lighter than before. So yeah. So basically, that's that. Um, I did some biking. I did some biking a couple of days ago. It was good. It's more of a recovery ride. You know who else is extra heavy? My mom. Yeah, this is when the mom jokes. I never. I don't. When was the last time I actually used a mom joke? It was quite a while. I it was quite a while since I used a your mom joke, either as a joke or an insult or both. So I'm not really sure when, because I think the your mom jokes needs a little bit of expertise to pull off. So, okay, I'm just making sure that everything's in order here. Although we're getting some frame drop issues here, but just bear with the stream. I know, I perfectly understand that my connection is not really good right now, and I'm just trying to do my best here. There was a trend here in Indonesia where when I was 12 or 14, where people would use a fixie bike. Oh, a fixed gear bike. Yeah. Um, a lot of people actually use fixie bikes here. Uh, my country. A lot of people still would use fixie bikes, and those people are like, either going on competitions or just bike enthusiasts that concern themselves more about like their speed rather than rather than the I'm sorry, what was the word that I'm searching? They're more concerned about speed, basically, because the whole idea about fixie bikes is fixed gear bikes don't have gears. Don't have a gear system. I use a gear system because I'm using a road cycling bike hybrid. So I need to use gears to shift my gears whenever I ride my bike. But fixie bikes are fixed gear bikes that only has one gear and that's it. And it doesn't have anything else rather than the frame, the pedals, the crankshaft or the one that you pedal, the circle thingy at the middle, the frame, and then the on the back of the bike, the gear itself, which is just a singular gear, the saddle, the handles, and that's it. That's basically it. Because the whole idea about fixie bikes is they wanted to people wanted to achieve the maximum speed that they can get with the bike by eliminating as much parts as possible. They wanted to eliminate them as much parts as possible when it comes to the bike itself. So what they do is they remove the gear system. They remove well, there is still a braking system, but it's more of like a clamp. I know I'm I sound like a nerd when it comes to biking, but yeah, basically the most basic form of bike and decorating it to some horrendous degree. It was risers in bicycle form. Uh, it's not really the most basic because when you call the most basic, what I call the most basic is the BMX bike. For me, is the most basic. The BMX style bikes for me is the basic one because the whole idea about the fixie bike is it's just a road bike, but removed everything that you feel that would just add weight to the bike to the point that it's just the bare minimum. It's not basic in any way. It's still a specific style of a bike. Um, but there's a road bike because road bikes, grandmas use them. Yeah, I do. I actually have a grandma bike as well back then. Way back then when before I started taking cycling a little bit more, not really seriously because it's still a hobby, but a little bit more enthusiastically, I should say. I still use a grandma bike back then. What they call a mama shari. It's a Japanese bike, Japanese style bike that I used before, and that is basically the bike that I use when I go to the market or go basically somewhere near. It's not really like a bike that I use for long distances, although I did use it one time for a long distance ride, but it's not really that far. Maybe it's probably around 15, 16 kilometers. It's not really that far, but I mostly use it before for like going to the market or going to the store and such. Uh, Fixie bikes here where I am, most of the people that use fixie bikes are those who really wanted to like maximize their speed when it comes to the bike to the point that that they remove everything that they deem that is not important. So yeah. So what else? Me and my dad used to bike together for miles till his heart almost gave up. I mean, you mean your dad's heart gave out while biking, or is that is that what happened? that'll be that'll be scary because I actually did know someone before that that same thing happened while they were biking. Their heart they suffered a heart attack. They were okay. They are okay, but they almost suffered a heart attack because their heart gave out for some reason. And also, Doc Null, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Also, Doc Null, can you do me a favor and tell me if the stream is stuttering or buffering for you? Because I am dropping so much frames right now. I am dropping so much frames, and I'm not really sure if this stream is even stable. So I might change my mind about playing something because I need to deal with this further off stream. I just started the stream today because I wanted to keep a schedule, and I like the stream. I really love the stream, but yeah, this problem is not really sure what's happening. So, Null, tell me if the stream is stuttering for you as well. If you can do me a favor. He was okay, and it was a wake-up call for him to lose weight. I mean, I've seen a lot of bikers, a lot of bike enthusiasts that are quite large actually. I've seen a lot of them. It's just a matter of taking it taking it slowly. Uh, Build your endurance first by doing some biking for like a few kilometers at a time. Don't really push yourself. Um, don't really push yourself right away. It's buffering quite a lot for me right now. Yeah, that's the thing. It is buffering, and it's not you. It's actually my connection that is doing it. It's not. It's totally not you. I'm not really sure how. I'm not really sure because I did everything that I can actually. So yeah, so I'm really sorry about the stream. I'm actually checking on the stats right now. Sorry for the dead air, but yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry for the stream. It is okay earlier. It was actually okay earlier, but I'm not really sure. For some reason, it's now dropping again, big time. Dropping frames again. Okay. I'm just checking on something. So yeah. Okay, it's pure red for me right now. It was turning green earlier, but it's pure red again. Okay. Again, I'm sorry for the dead air. Now, I'm not really sure if this would affect the VOD as well. Uh, I'm not really sure if this would also affect the VOD as well. Because I'm not really sure if it relies on the connection itself as well. And I'm watching myself right now on stream, and it's also buffering for me big time. So There might be a chance that I might end this stream very early. I'll fix this, or maybe reset my connection, whatever. Is the weather good here? Yeah, it's good. It's actually very good here. The weather is very good. It's just that the main issue here is my upload speeds. For some reason, it's throttling my upload speeds, especially when I switch to Ethernet connection, which is something that should improve my connection, but for some reason, it's not. No, it's totally not the weather. It's my connection. It's the upload speeds basically. Okay. So basically, yeah, it's the upload speeds. I'm sorry about the sudden pauses there. I'm trying to monitor a lot of things here. Maybe I can do something on the fly. But if nothing else, if everything else fails, I might end the stream a little bit early because of this. We were on the green right earlier. So yeah, okay. So for those of you who are watching, is it okay if I try to do a quick reset on the stream? Just to give you a heads up, I'm just gonna try resetting the stream, or actually resetting my whole thing, and see if that would fix the issue. And when it comes to the streaming quality, because I'm really dropping frames right now. Now, don't you worry, I might come back later. I will come back later and try to stream more, but might need to reset everything in the meantime, just to see if that would fix the issue. Okay, so okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna reset the stream. I'm gonna reset everything. I'm gonna go offline for a little bit, and I'm gonna try to go back and see if uh anything here would improve. And let's see if we can probably make this improve. Yeah, it's really weird because the first stream was really smooth. The first stream was actually really smooth. That's the thing. It's so weird. And now that I switched to an Ethernet connection, it suddenly goes poof. So it's really weird. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and reset everything. I'm gonna go back really, really quick. As soon as I go back, we're gonna try this again. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. So, all right. I'm just gonna do a real quick reset, and I'm gonna try to going back. Okay. So